Hi there. In this lecture we see Mikhail Tal against Georgy Tringov in the 1958 13th Olympiad final. So we see e4 from Tal, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes, d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, and now the Sicilian Najdorf a6. We see bishop g5, e6, f4, h6, bishop h4, and now queen b6. Tal actually plays an intriguing move, knight b3. So he doesn't want to go into a kind of poisoned pawn variation with queen d2. This is pretty sharp and theoretical. And there's a lot of games from this position. It's very, very complex. But overall, it's thought to be about even, technically. But knight b3 is another kind of interesting way of approaching things. It's a very interesting gambit here. We see black in this position playing queen takes f4. Intriguingly, knight takes e4 seems to be quite good for black if black plays the correct move here. Do you know what the correct move here is for 100 points? The temptation to get the piece back immediately is actually better. Instead of that, to actually play, because this is just equal after this. White's looking forward to things like bishop d3 and f5. It's better for black to play queen takes f4 here, hitting the bishop. And if knight takes d6, bishop takes, bishop g3, it turns out, black gets the better of it here. Black has the advantage there. So it's an interesting variation, but black maybe was out of opening book. Just played knight takes not knight takes e4, just played queen takes f4. So we have bishop g3, and it still seems pretty annoying, this queen on e3, but bishop takes d6 to compensate. Knight c6, and now rook f1. We have knight takes e4 being played, knight takes e4, queen takes e4, bishop takes f8. Okay, it looks pretty interesting now. Rook takes f8. And Tal manually castles with king f2. So in this position, okay, black is a pawn up, but it's not that easy to play the position. And in fact, black made a huge mistake here. The blunders are all there waiting to be made according to Tartko. Bishop d7. This is a mistake. Black should have considered f6. So for example, rook e1, check. And this situation seems safe enough for black. For example, here, bishop g4 and queen e2. Black should still be okay. But with bishop d7, can you spot the punishment of this move? If I give you 5 seconds to pause the video for 100 points. So my favorite thing to tell people is, check all checks, even the totally, completely outrageous ones. Check all the captures, check all the major threats like mating 1 and 2 to help you prioritize those forcing moves which severely limit the opponent's replies, to help you calculate further without having to look at all the branches. So do we have such an outrageous kind of forcing move here? Yeah, we do, which severely limits the opponent's replies. Queen takes d7, check. Black is compelled to take here. There's no other move. And now knight c5 check, just winning back the queen. So we've just won a piece. If we look at this and try and use a less forcing move, we see that black has lots of other options. And black gets us actually with queen f5 check, that forcing move. So it would actually be really brutal not to choose the correct forcing move. There are forcing moves and there are forcing moves. The ones which are most forcing severely limit the opponent's replies. That's what we really want, to have control of our combinations without them backfiring. So queen takes d7, crushing blow, winning a piece there. A very interesting variation though in its own right. If the opponent doesn't know the territory here of knight b3, it's it's kind of almost like a bluff, as if, oh, I've prepared this secret knight b3 instead of like the main poison pawn variation. But yeah, it does turn out there is a snag here in this position, but the critical one is knight takes e4 with queen takes f4. And apparently, you know, this does seem as though with best play, black should be doing pretty well. So aside from that, yeah, it's an interesting side variation to consider. And yeah, forcing moves, very, very powerful forcing move. Queen takes d7 check. Look out for those. Okay, thanks very much. Hi there. Thanks for getting to the end of the YouTube video. If you would like to see other Mikhail Tal games, I actually have an amazing course for Mikhail Tal, which is currently at 4.9 with over 400 students. You can check this out from the Kingscrusher TV page. So Chess Strategy and Tactics, Mikhail Tal's amazing games. You can check out some free preview videos as well here. If you do expand all sections, you can see the preview links to get some free previews. So I hope you do check out this course index and the free previews. So I really had a thrilling time actually checking out Mikhail Tal's games. So yeah, the YouTube video here you saw was just a sample from this course. I hope you check it out. Okay, thanks so much. Oh, by the way, comments, questions, likes, shares, all appreciated. And if you did get to this part of the video, please do leave some sort of comment like Tal fan. Okay, thanks again.